Not only hearing about Krishna, even hearing about devotees, if we hear, that is even more powerful than hearing about directly about Krishna. I remember when I started reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and all these things, I developed a certain kind of affinity for Krishna. Something started falling in place. All unanswered questions in life started getting answered. All the jigsaw puzzle of life started fitting together, and I started seeing the whole paradigm about life started changing. I started realizing this is how things are fitting into the whole thing. Many things were unanswered in life. Certain things were not fitting into our understanding of the world. All that started falling into place. So, some understanding, some appreciation of Krishna, Krishna's philosophy, all that was there. Then, once what happened, some devotee happened to give me Prabhupada's Leelamrita. And I started reading Prabhupada's Leelamrita. Those days, there was that big, huge book of Prabhupada's Leelamrita. And by the time I read Prabhupada's Leelamrita, that was life-changing experience. Over. My whole attraction for material life, everything gone. I decided, what am I doing in this material world? Look at Prabhupada, look at Prabhupada's life. It was such an inspiration. And it became such an inspiration that some other devotee, he was chanting Hare Krishna mantra. He was also like this. Some little bit of Krishna consciousness he was following. So I thought, now this has entered my mind that I have to dedicate my life for Prabhupada's mission. Now I should not be alone in this. I have fallen into this trap of Krishna. So I don't want to leave others also. So somehow I forcefully inspired that devotee also. You also read Prabhupada's Leelamrita. He also read, finished. Over. No more need of any convincing that what our life is meant for and what is the purpose of our life, what we are supposed to do with our life. It became crystal clear. Anybody reads Prabhupada's Leelas, finished. It is like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also demonstrated this principle. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after he took sannyas, 6 years he went on South India pilgrimage. And he came to many, many places in South India, in Tamil Nadu also. He came to Srirangam, he went to Tirunelveli, he went to Chidambaram, he went to Kanyakumari, he went to up to Dhanushkoti, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Andhra Pradesh also. He went to Ahobilam and many other places. Near Kadapa, there was one village. It was called Siddhavata. There was a big banyan tree there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he would go, he would come in touch with, whoever people would come in touch with him, they would all become devotees of Krishna. And they would in turn go to their villages, and whoever would come in touch with them, they would all start singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they would all become devotees of Krishna. Like this, the Krishna consciousness movement was spreading like wildfire all over South India. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he would go and he would seek out some Vaishnava Brahmana, some Brahmana who is a devotee of Vishnu, and he would stay in his house. And being a Vaishnava, that man would be cooking and offering to Vishnu or some Vishnu deity, and he would be giving it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would honor prasadam. That's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to travel from place to place. In Siddhavata, there, it is said that near Kadapa, there is a prominent temple of Lord Ramachandra. Naturally, around the temple of Lord Ramachandra, there will all be devotees of Lord Rama. And in that village, there was a very staunch devotee of Lord Rama, a Brahmana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and stayed in his home. And this Brahmana, he was so devoted to Lord Rama, morning till night, he would only take Lord Rama's name. He would not speak anything else. Rama, 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 only Lord Rama's name. He was so devoted to Lord Rama. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he stayed in his home, he was in the morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up, took bath, then he went to the temple, had darshan. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back, it was almost noon. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that this Brahmana was not cooking anything. Mahaprabhu asked him, my dear sir, it is already noon, 12 o'clock, and you have not even started cooking. When will you offer? When will I have prasadam? I have come to your house, I am your host, something you have to give me also. So then the Brahmana told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, dear sir, we are living in a forest. In a forest, you cannot get food like that. Lakshmana has gone to search for some fruits and some vegetables, whatever he can get. When he comes back, Sita Maya will cook and then we can all have prasadam. So please wait. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw, oh, this devotee is so much absorbed in the Leelas of Lord Rama that he is practically living in Lord Ramachandra's pastimes. And then time went by, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Then finally this Brahmana got up and his mood changed. And he cooked something and he offered. And then finally at 3 o'clock, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had his prasadam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had his prasadam. Then he looked at the Brahmana. The Brahmana was not eating anything. So he asked him, why sir, why are you not honoring the prasadam? Then this Brahmana was crying. He said that what to do? Ravana has kidnapped Sita Maya. And so I am so despondent, I am so feeling so low. I am not feeling like eating anything. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached to him and he convinced him, and so finally he got a little bit of this one and he ate his prasadam. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued his pilgrimage. He went to some other place. For a few other days he had gone. He went to visited some other places. And after some days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back. And you can imagine this Brahmana is such a great devotee of Lord Rama. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came back to Siddhavata, he was retracing his steps. He came to Siddhavata and from there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to go somewhere else. And then he came back to and stayed at the same Brahmana's home. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned, this Brahmana who was, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, he was constantly chanting Rama's name. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned, he is constantly chanting Krishna's name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had his prasadam and all, then he asked him, my dear sir, when I left, you were constantly chanting Rama's name. Now suddenly you started chanting Krishna's name. Why? What happened? So this Brahmana says, sir, what to do? The day I saw you, when I saw you, from my mouth automatically Krishna's name came once. That one time Krishna's name came on my tongue, after that Krishna's name is not going. The Krishna's name has got locked to my tongue. And not only has Krishna's name got locked to my tongue, Lord Rama's name has gone far away. I am not even thinking of Lord Rama's name. I have got so much attached to Krishna's name. It is all because of you. This was the effect of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whoever could come in touch with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, would all become completely absorbed, unalloyed devotees of Krishna, not even of Vishnu or Rama or any other Vishnu incarnation. Not only these kind of Brahmanas, devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also converted so many Mayavadis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted so many Muslims, the Chand Kazi, Buddhimanta Khan, all these people, when they came in touch with Mahaprabhu, they all became devotees of Krishna. Even Buddhists, there was a group of Buddhist monks. They came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to debate with him and defeat him in his philosophy. They all became devotees of Krishna. Like this, whoever would come in touch with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would all become devotees of Krishna. This is the effect. Hatum notsahate buddha satsangat muktatu sango.